The June 26th edition of Impact was pretty good. It was a good episode. I wouldn't say great. I give it a rating of a 7 out of 10. But this was a good episode. Had the show start with Joe Hendry, cut a good promo, wanting to get his title back. And the way the show ended was very interesting because I don't know if Joe Hendry would have seen this coming. But Joe Hendry cut a good segment, no interruptions, and straight to the point. Didn't take too long. It was about 3 minutes. He didn't waste a bunch of time. So shout out to Joe Hendry getting straight to the point because that's what we need. We need more of that. Kelly, she sent a warning to Masha Slamovich as she is challenging her for the TNA Knockouts Championship next week. I am very excited for that match. I don't think Kelly is getting the win, especially with the stipulation that Masha will later put on the match, which I'll get into. Like I said, I'll make my predictions. But I already said I think Masha is retaining the title. I don't see her losing on a random episode of Impact. Like if Masha is losing, it's gonna happen on a pay-per-view. I'm not saying that every champion should be protected like that, but the way Masha's reign is going, it'd be very shocking and kind of weird if she just lost it on a random episode of Impact. But then we get to the first match of the night, Zachary Wentz first Ryan Nemeth. And in this match, it was for an opening match. I was surprised by how decent it was. Like I didn't think this would be much of anything, but they actually let Ryan Nemeth get some solid offense in. Zachary Zachary Wentz did a good job in this match. He did some twist and a springboard move in the beginning of the match to build the excitement throughout it. Ryan Nemeth was able to afford a ref with a fake eye injury, allowing Nick Nemeth to attack Zachary Wentz on the outside. Great heel work from the Nemeths, which they've been doing as a tag team and had a good reign as tag team champions. The result did end with Zachary Wentz getting a win and pinning Ryan Nemeth, pinning one half of the tag team champions as they're building up to their fatal four-way tag team match at Slammiversary. Then the Nemeths teased Nemeth if they was going to get in the ring and throw hands after the match ended, but that didn't happen. So maybe we get Nick Nemeth versus Trey Miguel next week. Maybe we get that. Maybe Nick Nemeth gets the win. Then they're 1-1 technically between the tag teams. We'll see what happens with that. But it was a good opening match. Then you had Trick Williams. He had a segment backstage, and he was basically saying he's more than ready for Trick Williams. He respects all the heart that Joe Hendry got, but he's gonna take all of it out of him at Slammiversary to retain his title. And Trick has already had 3 successful title defenses, so Trick is on a roll. He defeated Mike Santana, he defeated Elijah, and he just defeated Josh Briggs. Like Trick been having a good reign with the title. And so if he drops it at Slammiversary, I'm fine with that. But it's some stuff that Slammiversary card might be looking a little different after how the show ended. Trick and Joe Hendry still gonna be in the main event spot, but I'll get to that at the end of the video. Masha Slamovich challenged Killer Kelly to a chain match, so that's what we'll get next week for the TNA Knockouts Championship. So a chain match for the women's for the Knockouts Championship, likely the main event. It should be the main event. If not, it should start the show. But you can't put that in the middle of the show. The Masha definitely got to send the fan. Because you either send the fans home happy or you don't. So I definitely end the show that way. There's going to be some good anticipation leading up to that match. And this was before the Battle Royal that would take place. And then Ariana Grace, she appeared backstage saying that she had something in the works for Masha Slamovich. And Masha was like, she ready to take on whatever. Then you get to the Knockouts Battle Royal. And this is where I started to have a problem. This is one thing. The Knockouts Battle Royal I did not like. Because one, it's a 21 battle royal. Some of these women I've never seen before. So the first way I'm introducing is like, oh, random woman number 1 gets eliminated, but I still don't know who this is. I don't have no background on them. Like when Harley Hudson and Myla Grace debuted, we had background. They gave them a whole segment. They had a plan for them as a tag team. They even had a match on Explosion, a show where they only had one match per show every Friday. So it's like certain wrestlers I know because you gave them a background story, but in this situation I'm confused because it's 20 women, it's on a regular TV show, so now it's a battle royal with commercials. So even if it is new women debuting, it's not like a regular battle royal. So it was just weird all over the place. And then Spitfire temporarily teamed back up again. Well, Danny Luna and Jody Threat, they temporarily teamed back up again, ending up with Danny Luna being eliminated. One of the biggest spots was the first elimination, which was the Elegance brand and the Inspiration going at it. the thing was, it felt like that was the biggest part of it at the beginning of the match because not the other women just sat around and watched it happen. So they didn't try to eliminate anybody else. Indy Hartwell and Tasha Steelz were the final two. Now this spot was great. I enjoyed with them being the final, or technically being the final two, at least that's what we thought, until asked by Elegance, aka Dana Brooke, would appear and eliminate both of them to win. And she does have a pin over Masha last week in a tag team match. Now she just won the Battle Royal because she rolled under the bottom rope and you had to get eliminated over the top rope. So when the Elegance brand was brawling with Inspiration, I was wondering why I just see 4 people instead of 5. So that was actually smart. And Ash getting the win, that's a surprise. So, and I'm not mad at it. I actually liked the decision. But the Battle Royal itself was not a good match in my opinion. And it just felt kind of odd. And then I think Tasha Steelz eliminated Alyssa Edwards, her former tag team partner. So yeah, that was something. Then Masha Slamovich came out there to hold up her title. Then JC Jane appeared for whatever reason. I'm pretty sure Masha beat JC Jane in a match last year, or maybe she beat somebody else. But we don't really need this. JC Jane has other stuff she has to worry about. She has Jordan Grace's Evolution. Blake Monitor was coming after the title if she retains. So her being a TNA right now don't really make sense. Like her having an appearance that don't make sense at all. I don't understand the motive or the reason behind that. Yes, we're gonna have to wait and see, but I don't think you could justify why she showed up on TNA. At least not now. If she didn't have the title, it would be different. We don't need another champion versus champion because we don't need a double champion between both brands. I'm fine with the titles changing hands between brands, but we don't need double champions right now. I don't think it's really good for wrestling, to be honest. It just depends on the circumstances and context, but for the NXT and TNA Women's Division, nah, not a smart move. So I hope that's not the route they're going. Jake something, he just came back last week, cut a promo about his respect that he has for Tommy Dreamer, and then he called out Mance Warner. He was backstage, Mance Warner appeared and wished him good luck. He was like, I see you once you get done, once you take care of your business. I'm not mad at it. It should be a solid program once you do that. Or maybe it's just a one-off match. Who knows? But Steve Macklin, I'm really hoping they start building some contenders for him because it's not or some stories. Like they've given him contenders, but they haven't given him a story aside from the Eric Young thing. But we already know the history with that. Like you have to have other stories that aren't revolved around who you work. Like obviously you're gonna try to. I don't know how to word it, but like Eric Young, he has the most chemistry, most history with him. But you got to build chemistry with new people that you aren't as familiar with. So yeah, for the first time ever, in maybe wrestling, I could be wrong, but Mustafa Ali and John Skyler had a calls to arms match. So both of their arms are tied to the turnbuckle with a rope, and they had to find a way to break it and get through. Now Mustafa Ali had scissors or something to like scissors in his socks so he could cut it because he made this match, so he knows the rules. He knows how to win the match. But then John Skyler, he was fighting back. Tasha Steelz and Jason Hodge helped him throughout the match, handing him scissors so he could cut himself free. Mustafa Ali didn't notice because he was down already. But it did end with Mustafa Ali winning the match, and Mustafa Ali was going to try to attack the Great Hands after the match. Tasha Steelz made the save, getting right in front of Mustafa Ali before he hit them with the chair. Then Cedric Alexander came out there and stared down his old rival from 205 Live back in WWE. And the Order 4 has left Mustafa Ali and joined forces with Cedric Alexander. So it should be some good follow-up on what happens next week because that was very exciting. And then but I felt like the match could have been a bit longer. It felt like the ending of the match was kind of anticlimactic. And it was just a 450 splash, which is what he usually does. But when you had a history as deep as he does with the Great Hands, based on how the story is going this year, I think the match doesn't end like that. At least make it 2 to make it fit. At least do 2 450 splashes to make it feel more personal. Even though you know you could have won with one, it is what it is. The system was interrupted by Matt Cardona, who is still a quote-unquote free agent, but it's been an impact, been on TNA most of the year. So, okay, just signed with TNA already, because you would have been with him a good chunk of the year. So, The Northern Army had their tag team match with against the Hardy Boys, which didn't make sense because the Northern Army aren't in the Fatal 4-Way tag team match that's coming up at Slammiversary. So I really can't give too much commentary for this match because it was really more focused on Eric Young and him getting ejected from ringside. That's really what it felt like. It felt more focused on that. And then yeah, the Hardy Boys ended up getting a win. Like Northern Army didn't get any offense in for real. Then they called out Leon Slater. So Jeff Hardy said Leon was his favorite wrestler. Leon Slater talks about Slammiversary. He wanted to beat Moose and become the youngest champion in TNA history, the youngest champion and youngest X Division champion. To defeat Moose, want to do it for his mom and for his sister. I hope he does do it. Once we get to that point, but it's close to the Slammiversary, I will do a prediction video. Then Moose had a squash triple threat match. Don't remember the last time I seen a squash match be a triple threat. But he just dominated two random guys. But hey, Moose on Moose. And then the main event, great match. Wrong winner. Mike Santana versus AJ Francis in a street fight had some great spots. But Mike Santana hitting the big boot over the barricade, then them fighting in the crowd. Mike using the trash can, then AJ Francis getting his revenge with the trash can inside the ring. And then the table spot where Mike Santana sent Damien through sent AJ Francis through two tables. Casey Navarro couldn't even do nothing since he's injured, but he's still putting in the work and still showing up on TV. He could just take some time off, but he didn't. He decided to still show up. So credit to Casey Navarro for that. Then Trick Williams came out there, but Joe Hendry was able to meet him. Then they went at it. Then Mike Santana would end up getting the win. I think AJ Francis said they should have got the win because they would have did more for him. But First Class is in the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match at Slammiversary for the tag team titles with the Nemeth Brothers, with the Rascals, and with the Hardy Boys. So that should be a banger of a match. And Mike Santana, he's looking to be on that card too for Slammiversary. He wants the TNA World Title. He wants to be in a triple threat match with Joe Hendry. He wants to be in a match with Joe Hendry and Trick. He wants to make it a triple threat match, which I was not expecting. I don't think his rematch shouldn't be in a triple threat. I think that's kind of weird. I mean, Trick Williams got done the same way, so I get it. But, and I like Mike Santana, but I don't know. I feel like Mike Santana's been getting some wins this year that he didn't really need. I'm not saying he's very talented because he's putting on some good matches. I just think there's been a few matches that he shouldn't have won, like the series against Ali, that third match. You should have had Ali win that feud, and AJ Francis could have won this feud, and you could have made his story better by him tracing, and every time he gets closer to the title, it's like he's losing his grip, and he keeps losing. So you could have made an elite story out of that, but let's not go that route. Let's just have him win, even though he's in 2-on-1 battles, he's on 4-on-1 battles. His odds are never in his favor. But you know what? Well, Mike Santana's cool, but like I said, I give this Impact a 7 out of 10. But make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Comment what y'all thought about this episode of Impact. Did y'all enjoy it? Did y'all not? And what did y'all enjoy about it?